Spoilers are coming!
Oh, hello, I'm Jon Snow.
I'm Daenerys.
And you're watching GOTV.
Coming up this week, Gilly discovers a massive secret about Jon Snow's parents, and Sam just totally ignores it.
Men. Dany forgoes both the chicken and the beef, opting for a crisp roast tarly instead.
Tasty. Gendry finally returns to the series and hops straight into another boat.
And Jon teams up with Jorah the Explorer to go Wight hunting beyond the wall. Following an epic dragon battle like the one we saw in episode 4 was never going to be easy for the Game of Thrones team. But I think they actually did a pretty good job last night, yeah?
Yeah, they did a really good job. They went from this massive action-packed episode last week with the dragons, obviously, shooting all the fire, and went for a kind of more subtle, kind of political intrigue / character development kind of episode, where, of all things, we discovered that Jon Snow is quite possibly the legal heir to the Iron Throne, because...
Yeah, I mean, there's the scene where Gilly finds the annulment that people have maybe been looking for a while.
Yeah, so Rhaegar Targaryen,
–
Jon's rumoured dad, was married to this woman called Elia Martell, Oberyn Martell's sister.
Yeah.
But it looks as though he may have annulled that marriage so he could marry somebody in secret in Dorne. Now, I don't think it's any coincidence that Lyanna Stark, Jon's mum, gave birth to Jon in a tower in Dorne and was supposedly kidnapped by Rhaegar. I'm thinking legitimately they got married. And it wasn't a case of don't tell the bride, it was just a case of don't tell anybody else. And therefore, Jon is the legitimate heir to the Iron Throne, not Dany.
So that's mine. I'm just going to take that.
Yeah, we'll discuss that, because let's face it, if he tries to take that crown, I might do what Dany does best and roast him alive, just like she did Randall and Dickon Tarly. They would not bend the knee, and she was not taking no for an answer, much to Tyrion's distaste.
She was not. I mean, Varys not too happy either. I imagine a few other of the onlookers weren't too happy. But yeah, I mean, Dickon and Randall wouldn't submit to her and wouldn't acknowledge her as queen. So she was slightly backed into a corner.
It had kind of airs of the Mad King, but I don't think it was quite the Mad King. I think it was just this girl who needs to prove what she needs to prove, and this was the only way for her to do it, in a way.
Well, I mean, you would say that with your dragon on your lap, but I think whatever the truth of it, I reckon Jon's not going to be too happy when he finds out that his best friend's dad and brother have been burned alive.
He does like the dragon, though.
He
met
does.
Drogon and they got on.
Yeah, we did. We got on all right, didn't we, little pal?
I think more evidence that Jon is a secret Targaryen. I mean, the dragon didn't try and kill him. Maybe he senses a bit of Rhaegar in him.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly seems to have a bit more luck with him than Jaime Lannister did last week.
Meanwhile, back in King's Landing, Davos unearthed one of our favourite characters of all time, because he thought he was still rowing, but he's not. Gendry is back.
Yeah, Gendry, I'm doing a little action now, in case you were wondering, was a bastard of King Robert, who cropped up a lot in the first 3 seasons, but then vanished after rowing away on a boat. And we've been making jokes about it, all the fans, for years. Yeah. Where could he have gone? And now he's back. He's got a big war hammer just like his dad, and he's headed north of the wall to fight Wights with Jon.
Yeah, in another boat. Sticking to what you know is something Cersei does best. So she, had another fumble with Jaime a little while ago, and now she's apparently pregnant. And you know what? A couple of years ago, that was probably going to be a major plot point. But in an episode as jam-packed as this, we kind of forgot it happened.
Yeah, we were talking about this episode afterwards, and then I was like, oh yeah, Cersei's also pregnant.
Yeah.
And Jaime and Tyrion had a reunion. But then we were just thinking about Gendry so much that it kind of just passed us by.
Those pecs, that sword, that hammer.
Hammer time. And then, of course, none of it matters, because everyone's going beyond the wall to find a zombie to bring back and convince everyone that the army of the dead is real.
It really makes Sansa and Arya's little spat seem totally insignificant, doesn't it?
That happened this episode as well.
Yeah. Arya really wants Sansa to be more on Jon's side. Sansa wants to be Lady of the North.
Yeah, I mean,
Littlefinger stirring it.
It's funny because, it's a real sign that no matter Sansa's become this huge political figure, Arya's become a deadly assassin who can kill millions of people at the drop of a hat, but they're still fighting over who got the bigger room. Now, we've had a sneak peek at next week's episode, and we've got 3 questions.
Will King Jon and his merry men escape the army of the dead?
Could Sansa and Arya's sibling rivalry prove fatal?
And what will Daenerys do when she finds out she's not the rightful queen after all?
Get the answers to all of these questions.
And so much more of our high concept commentary and analysis.
Right here next week.
And every single day of the week at the home of TV and entertainment news, radiotimes.com.
Thanks for watching, and remember, Valar Barbecuous.
Which of course means all men must fry.